welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're covering the Eagle Industries H-Harness. Now, what is this? This is basically the modern Alice rig. This came about by Blackhawk in the mid-90s. Later on, Blackhawk in the 2000s, early 2010s, got bought out by ATK, which also owned Eagle, and the design kind of passed over to Eagle. The original genesis of this came out of the Israeli LBE, which is very similar as configuration, but has the pouches basically sewn in place, much like the SADF Pattern 83. And when I get my hands on one of those, I will definitely be doing a review. Basically, this is an H-harness setup with MOLLE everywhere, so you can attach all your pouches. It gives you the ability, versus pouches that are sewn in place, to configure the vest to do whatever you need. Vest is kind of a misnomer. It is an H-harness. So what I've done here is mimicked my main patrol rig that I have worn on so many operations since the 1990s and so much training. And I realize here in the 2020s that, you know, it's time to upgrade a little, even though the original rig is still performing magnificently. And basically this H-harness allows you to do that. All right, let's get into the features here on the front of the vest. So you got two shoulder straps, nice and wide, coming down over your shoulders. They are padded, which is nice. It's thicker padding than you would have on, say, US Alice straps, although not as thick as padding as you would have on an LBV 88. Each strap coming down has two rows of MOLLE webbing, so it's a great way to attach your radio pouch, attach your first aid pouch, attach your compass pouch. Anything you need handy right there. Also, you could very easily work on a knife if you're one of those people who like to carry your knife in a hilt down configuration on your straps. Where the straps meet the belt, you have three modes of support, so the weight is very well distributed. You have three buckles each on each side. Now, I would say threading through these buckles I have found to be very stiff. They'll hold pretty good, and you've got lots of adjustment space. The running tails are quite long on here, and I'm going to need to tape these down. Now, the belt itself is divided into three panels. We'll get into that a little deeper here in the video, but from the front you see the left and the right panels. They are held with two side release buckles, again with lots of running tail, which is nice. So you could get this vest fitting down nice and tight for you when you're just like in a skivvy shirt or a blouse and combat shirt, and yet when you need to layer up with either armor or layer up because the temperature is really cool and you've got to add layers on to keep your warmth up, you've got plenty of strap that's easy to let out. Unlike the original Alice war belts, which were a pain in the butt to take in and take out, this is very easy to extend or compress the belt width on the vest. All right, as we flip the H-harness over, we have a lot going on back here. We have the rear panel under all these gazillion straps here. This is a nice set of MOLLE, a great place to mount your butt pack to, or any other large pouch, extra canteen pouches or anything, or utility pouches. Nice, good place to use the mount this. Above it you have this mesh panel that allows you to get some ventilation on your back and multiple layers of MOLLE. So if you wanted to put a very large radio pouch or small radio pouch, big utility pouch, hydration system for example, all great places to put that right there. Another thing is these buckles here that you see, that's for adjusting the height in the back. The slick nylon slides through them very easily. If you don't weave those back in and tape them down, they are going to shift on you. Then the four buckles here is for more permanent girth adjustment. This H-harness has a ton of freaking adjustment in it. I mean, the adjustment you have on the front would be more than enough for most human beings. However, you've got even more on the back with lots of long running tail here. And if you notice, I've got this cinched way down. That's about as far down as you can go, and it's still a little loose for a big guy like me. So if you're smaller than I am, you're going to want to remove this back panel. And that's actually part of the design. You unthread here, and you have matching buckles here, and you just attach these to this panel, completely removing this panel. Then these will thread into each other, and it just compress the width of the belt down to, so if you're a very skinny person, you can still make use of this H harness and have it fit just as well as somebody who's well over 6 feet tall or a bit on the heavy side can have lots of room in this harness. So it really works out pretty good. There's lots of adjustment here no matter who's using it. All right, now we're moving to the internal part of this H harness, and there is a lot going on in here as well. On each of your left and right sides of the belt section, these can be opened up and have different compartments here. So these can be internal little pockets for storage. I believe they were originally intended to put little flotation packs in that would help the thing float in a maritime environment. But I don't have those flotation packs. What is clearly available to be here now is a pouch for small items I don't want to lose. Extra copies of my SOI, my maps, writing instruments, map reading kit. That's a good thing to tuck into these pockets, and you got them on both sides here. And if you need it, you even have a bigger one here on the back. So a little bit of extra storage there if you need it, or a place to put extra padding. One of the ideas you might want to consider, taking an old sleeping mat, cutting it down to the right sizes and stuffing the padding in that way. Also, the mesh back here, that opens up as well. And you've got a pocket available there too. As you can see, it's pretty deep. You could fit one of those very small 1 liter sized hydration systems. You could also use it in an Extremis radio pack if you're running something like a 152, 126, or Baofeng type setup. Wouldn't recommend it, but it would definitely function and get the job done. We hope you found this coverage of the Eagle Industries H harness helpful and informative. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for future reviews on field gear.